PT.
And welcome back to Delta Daybreak, everybody. Right now it is about 6:12, and of course we are continuing our Financial Fridays with Ike Trotter. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Good morning.
And so we're speaking today about correct?
Disability insurance.
Okay.
Yeah. I thought I would start our program today by showing this little, and I was going to ask the viewers, Joe, if you can zero in on this, okay. This is actually a copy of a solicitation I received about 7 or 8 years ago, and if you can see that, the fellow on here is Christopher Reeve. If you remember Christopher Reeve, he was that good-looking fellow that played Superman for years, and Superman and Lost in Time and all these other great movies. But anyway, on here I received this, and what he was talking about is the fact that he became disabled.
I like that little line.
And he said, I didn't think about disability coverage until it was too late. Don't put this off.
Wow.
So when you see what the issues are of disability, if it can happen to someone like that, it can happen to anybody. So what I thought we might talk about today are the issues of disability. Disability, as you can see, can literally happen to anybody, and it is potentially one of the greatest financial risks that we'll face over a working lifetime. But unfortunately, disability insurance is both overlooked and misunderstood as a financial product.
Now, why do you say it's misunderstood?
They don't really understand how it works. It's hard to think about the fact that, well, what do you mean I'm not able to go to work and work? I've got to. That's part of my job. That's why I get up in the morning. But frankly, disability protection is to protect you in the case you became sick, or you become disabled, and you're not able to work.
And I think that's one of those things, just like life insurance. I mean, of course, life insurance is common. We go ahead and we take care of that. But I think that along the same lines, in a way, disability insurance, we don't really want to think about becoming disabled. Do you think that's one of the reasons why we don't really tackle that issue?
Oh, exactly. Oh, exactly. No question about it. But I will tell you that disability insurance protects your most valuable asset, and that is, once again, your ability to earn an income. And let me give you a good example here. Take a 35-year-old person. He or she are bringing home approximately $1,500 every 2 weeks as an income. Not a bad income.
Right.
And let's further assume that that person's income might be expected to grow by 6% annually. That's a pretty good rate of growth, yet it shows the potential of what that person has over a working career. What that means is that he or she could earn potentially $2.8 million over the next 30 years. So disability insurance is intended to protect that person in the case they're not able to get out of bed, they're not able to slide their feet in those shoes and go to work month in, month out, year after year.
Now, what about though for people who rely on, because you get some sort of disability through your job?
Yes. Yeah.
Right?
Well, yes, and I always like to say, well, of course, what you're probably thinking of is workman's compensation. And workman's compensation only provides for people on the job. And according to statistics, most disabilities do not occur on the job, and they will occur off the job, and most disabilities are caused more by sicknesses than they are accidents, which is a real surprise.
Wow.
Now, one of the things I wanted to point out on this, that the month of May has been, for the last 4 years, has been deemed to been called Disability Insurance Awareness Month. And this is a national public awareness campaign that is sponsored by the Life and Health Insurance Foundation for Education. Now, this foundation is not there to be plugging insurance or who you buy it from, but rather to help people make better choices about insurance and do a better job of seeing what their overall financial needs are. So it's a great organization.
All right.
And that's where I wanted to come
Now, where would
from
people, we're going to be right back in just a couple of minutes, but before we go, where can people go online to find that information? Do you have that in the
Yes. The Life and Health Foundation for Education is www.lifehappens.org.
Okay. So www.lifehappens.org.
.org.
Okay, all right. So we'll mention that again a little bit later on in the show. We'll be right back, everybody, in just a couple of minutes. But first, of course, here's Stephen with a quick look at what's coming up in sports. Stephen. And welcome back to Delta Daybreak, everybody. Right now it's 6:48. We hope your Friday morning is getting off to a great start. Now, a ton of viewers actually are really paying attention to this segment here.
Yes.
Regarding disability insurance and the importance of that. And over the break, we had someone call in with a question. They wanted to know why you have to wait 2 years in order to draw Social Security.
Yes. Now, obviously, I don't represent Social Security, but I will also say that Social Security is a wonderful benefit for disability benefits. Social Security normally pays after a 6-month waiting period. Now, I don't know why it took 2 years, although I do understand that in the claims process that approximately over 50% of the initial claims for Social Security disability are turned down.
Okay.
And the reason why that happens is that the definition of disability according to Social Security is pretty rigid. Their definition, Jennifer, says that you must be completely unable to work any type of job that you might be suited by training or education, and that disability may result in death during the first 12 months. So because of that rigid definition, then it's pretty hard to qualify for that. And so what happened is it probably took them about 2 years to go through the claims process and probably get legal representation if they had to get it to
Now, I wonder if in the meantime, however, and I know that you can't answer this question, but I wonder if in the meantime, those folks who have applied for that while they're waiting 2 years or however long they have to wait for their situation, if they're able to draw anything.
No. You know, they say that most people, if they missed 3 paychecks, they'd be dead broke.
Wow.
Now, I'm trying to improve some of my visuals here when I come on Financial Fridays, but I thought I might bring this visual right here if we can show this. Our financial lifestyle is predicated on the things that we have, such as you know, all the things we pay for: food, clothing, automobiles, a general lifestyle. It's all predicated on our income. But disability income insurance, if you can see that in the yellow, is to bolster up here in case we become disabled.
That makes so much sense. Look at that. That makes complete sense to me. And it basically says to me that without one of those legs, then it's going to be difficult for the other two to hold up the rest of your life.
Yes. Now the question, it's great getting a question. We've never had a question come in before, but I would like to say that there are avenues for people to get disability protection.
Okay.
And first and foremost is through an employment situation.
Okay.
Many employers offer the ability for people to buy coverage through work, and usually that's pretty economical to get.
Now, usually what they will have is the option, well, it'll say long-term and also short-term.
Short-term, yes.
Right.
And long-term disability normally comes in after 90 days, and it provides a long-term benefit, usually at least 5 years, and normally till age 66 or 70.
Okay.
Short-term disability, which is also very important, usually comes in after 7 days, and it'll pay up to 3 months in the event of disability. So the benefit of those two plans is to fit in together like that. If someone is a member of a professional association, somebody maybe works in a trade, they're able to get disability coverage through that professional organization, a trade. I think right off the head of people that are members of the Bar Association or the American Medical Association, they can get disability coverage that way.
Okay. Now, I know that usually when you're going outside of your employer and you're purchasing some sort of insurance independently,
yes,
it's usually more expensive.
It can be. But one of the advantages of that is that keeping that disability coverage is not predicated on the fact of your employment. If you own individual disability, it goes with you throughout your lifetime. So there is an advantage to that in that it goes where you go.
Okay, gotcha.
And another thing real quickly is individual disability normally insures you a little bit better in your own business if you become disabled.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much for joining us, Ike. We certainly appreciate all of your financial insight that you're able to provide us with on Financial Fridays. Thank you all so much for tuning in as well. We'll be right back in just a couple of minutes. We're going to have one last look at your weather. We're also going to be able to get you the information about the trivia answer. We'll be right back.